Hey, good afternoon. It's nice to meet you. My name is James Lawsaw. I'm going to be your medical social worker here at Byrd Regional Hospital. Thanks for taking the time to meet with me today. Before we begin, I want to go over some important information for our relationship and the work that we're going to do together. And that's called confidentiality. And we're going to talk about basically what it is, what its limits are, and I want to make sure you fully understand your rights as it relates to our professional relationship together. Does that sound good? Awesome. So confidentiality means that what you share with me in our sessions is private and will not be disclosed to anyone without your permission. I really value your trust and I'm committed to maintaining a safe and confidential space with you. However, there are some certain legal and ethical exceptions where I may be required to share certain information, and I'm going to cover those with you. So, the main circumstances in which I may have to break confidentiality include mandated reporting. So if you share information with me that leads me to believe that someone like a child, an elderly person, or otherwise vulnerable individual is being abused, neglected, or is at harm, I'm legally required to report this to the appropriate authorities, and we may have to get other people involved. So there's also a duty to protect. If you express thoughts of harming yourself, which we can talk about, um, and in the course of that conversation, it's determined that those those thoughts that you're having are serious, and I think that you're going to harm yourself, right? I may have to get emergency services or other professionals to ensure that you're safe. And also have what's called a duty to warn. So if you share intentions of to harm someone else, particularly a named or identifiable individual, I'm required to take steps to protect that person, which may include notifying law enforcement. And the state of Louisiana would require that I notify that person for their safety. There's also legal and subpoena of records, right? Which means the court is asking for information about our sessions. If they do that, I will ensure that you are notified immediately, and I will make every effort to protect your confidentiality in the process of giving those records to the court. So, with all that being said, it can sound really heavy, but I just want to ensure that you're comfortable and most importantly that you're informed. Do you have any questions or concerns about confidentiality before we move forward in our work together? Okay, awesome. I want you to know that you can communicate openly with me, and I want you to feel good about our work together, and I want you to feel empowered. That's a big part of our relationship through this process. So, with all that being said, I just want to thank you for taking the time to review that information with me. If you have any questions in the future regarding what we discussed today with confidentiality, it can be a lot to take in at one time. Please feel free to ask me any questions. And also, during the course of our sessions, if at any point I feel that you need to be reminded of some of those limits of confidentiality, I'll bring that up, and or at certain times just to make sure you remember. Does that sound good? Excellent. So what brings us here today?